What I'm talking about tonight is what other counsellors say is the most effective thing for them when they're trying to get clients through directories. So I'm talking about directories like Psychology Today, Counselling Directory, or BACP Find a Therapist. What I've done is I recently asked some of the therapists who work with me what actually works for them when it comes to directories. And it's been really interesting to hear their answers. And what came across really, really strongly, and this is really their top tip, is to be real, to be yourself, to be authentic. And if you've listened to Fee Hookin's podcast, which is episode 12 of the Good Enough Counsellors podcast, you'll know that this is something that Fee, who has a very successful profile, this is something that Fee recommends because she says people really like her because she's very, very down to earth and real. And if you think about it and you'll put yourself in the feet of your clients, in the shoes of your client, you can imagine how scary it is to actually approach a therapist. And so I think it's really helpful if we don't create any more distance between ourselves and the clients by maybe using some of the jargon that just comes naturally to us. We have to try and remember what it was like before we became counsellors, before we did all our studying. And just think about, what it's like for clients and how they don't really get a lot of the jargon and a lot of the technical language. So we want to get rid of all of those, get rid of all that technical language and jargon. Use words that the clients will identify with. And that helps to make you less distant and seem less sort of up there on that pedestal. And that helps just to bring you down to the same level as the client and helps you to communicate with them more clearly. So the thing that people said that was really helpful was to be real. And that means, talking about things like the fact that it's okay for clients to swear in sessions, for example, because people can think, I've got to sort of behave myself. And something like that, which shows that you're okay with people, whatever they're like, can be really helpful to reassuring people that you are normal. And, you're not going to sit there with a clipboard and take notes on them. I think the other thing to think about as well is your description of who you are and what you do in terms of your modality. Because again, we can feel that we should put a lot about our modality and the way we work, but I really don't think that clients are particularly interested in that. I'd suggest that at the most to just put a couple of sentences at the end of your profile, but not really make a big thing out of it. Obviously, you may have other clients who are looking for something in particular like CBT or internal family systems, just thinking about the ones that maybe people could look for, or trauma. So you could mention those words if you think that that's something that your clients would be looking for, but try not to go into too much detail about how your modality works, because honestly, I really don't think people are interested in that. What they really want to know is, can I talk to this person? And something else that you'll probably be familiar with is the idea of your profile picture, and not making your profile picture look too formal or not have too serious an expression on your profile picture as well, because people can easily interpret that as you being rather forbidding. I'm sure you're not, but a photograph, you don't want it to be obviously, you out drinking your cocktails or whatever. That's best kept for your own like life and friends, but people want to be able to know that they can relax with you. So a photo where you look fairly relaxed, where you are smiling, can go a long way to helping people feel as though they can be comfortable with you. Now, the reason I'm telling you about this is because I am running my therapy growth group, Make Your Profile Work course this month in therapy growth group. I'm just going to pop the details down in the ticker so that you can see it. Just while I go on talking, just sort of like thinking about this subject, about keeping it real. So one of the things I think you want to do is to remember that you can easily say to people, you know, I provide a safe and confidential space. It's all very well saying that, but can you show people that you are a safe person to work with? So, for example, one of my respondents was saying, you know, at this particular time in the world, and given what's out there in the media, it can be really important for LGBTQ people to know that they're going to be safe working with you. And you can say that, but of course we can all say that, can't we? And it doesn't actually mean that we are safe to work with, but you can demonstrate that you're safe to work with. So the really obvious thing there is, if it's possible, to be able to use your pronouns. So if you do something like put your pronouns in your counselling directory, your Psychology Today profile, that will show people that you are willing to respect transgender and non-binary people. You don't need to say that they're safe with you. You're demonstrating that they're safe with you. And equally, you can show people that you are an accepting person, not by saying, I'm an accepting person, but showing your acceptance through saying something like, you know, well, I suppose saying something that demonstrates your compassion and understanding to people. So you might say something along the lines of, you know, if you're thinking about things about being non-judgmental, you could say something about, I understand that people have all sorts of experiences in their life that means they make decisions that they perhaps regret later. But these decisions, when they make them, they're not their fault. You know, you could talk about that. You could talk about your sort of philosophy, the area where you're coming from, how, you know, you have a value about understanding that people have a lot of influences on them that maybe make them make decisions that aren't particularly helpful. But you can show them that you're not judging them by saying those sorts of things without having to say, I offer a non-judgmental space. Because people connect more with how you show them things than if you just say that you offer a non-judgmental space, because anybody can say that. But actually what you want to do is actually demonstrate that in what you say. So I think it's really important to be as real as you can. And that means just being you. That means being willing to show people the real you. So it might be that you show people, you know, not yourself dressed up in some sort of formal work attire, but, you know, how you would normally turn up for your clients. You don't have to dress up for your profile picture. Dress as you would normally dress. If you're someone who doesn't wear makeup, well, don't wear makeup for your profile picture, because it gives people an impression of you that actually isn't real. And what you want to do is to encourage them that you are a real person who they can relate with. Because, you know, people are going to be telling you things that they maybe feel quite ashamed of. And because of that, they need to know that you are somebody who's going to respect them, that they are actually safe with you. So see if you can think of different ways to show them that you're non-judgmental, that you are safe, without having to actually tell them those words. So that's what I'd recommend you do. If you want some more help with writing your directory, now is the time to join Therapy Growth Group. Got an offer that's open this week. I'm going to close Therapy Growth Group after this for the rest of June, because you need to be in the group to be able to do the course and then join me in the last week of June to be able to actually do my implementation week. The implementation week is a chance for you to work with me and with other people in the group to actually help you get your profile written and done. And that's our aim for that week, and it's the last week of June. So if you're interested in joining Therapy Growth Group, do just click through on the address that you can see along the bottom of the screen. If you're watching this after the 9th of June, you've missed your chance. But do get in touch with me anyway, and I will let you know when the next time is that it's going to run. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.